An $18 meal lands at your door for $31.94. You didn't add a drink. You didn't upgrade the combo. You didn't order dessert. It is the exact same meal. But somewhere between the restaurant menu and the final checkout screen, the price jumped by almost $14. That is nearly an 80% increase. And the obvious reaction is, the delivery app must be pocketing all of it. But that is not what is happening. The extra $14 is being split among several different players through several different charges. Some of it may go to the restaurant. Some goes toward the platform's operation. Some is tax. Some is the driver's tip. And one of the biggest increases may happen before you even see the words service fee. Let's build a simple example. The meal costs $18 inside the restaurant. On the delivery app, the menu price is $21. Then, the app adds a service fee of a little over $3, a delivery fee of about $2.50, roughly $2 in tax, and a $3.50 tip. Final total, $31.94. The exact numbers change by restaurant, city, distance, time of day, membership status, and promotions. But the structure is familiar to almost anyone who has ordered dinner through an app. What looks like an $18 meal is really a stack of different prices. And that stack starts with the menu itself. A lot of people assume that if a restaurant charges $18 at the counter, it must also receive the full $21 shown in the app. But delivery platforms may charge restaurants a commission on each order. Depending on the restaurant's agreement and service plan, that commission can take a meaningful percentage of the sale. For a restaurant, that is not a small expense. Restaurants do not sell an $18 meal and keep $18. They have to pay for ingredients, kitchen labor, front-of-house staff, rent, utilities, insurance, equipment, payment processing, and dozens of other costs before the owner sees any profit. A typical restaurant may keep only a few dollars, or less, from every $100 in sales after covering its operating expenses. So imagine a restaurant earning less than $1 in profit on an $18 meal, then being asked to pay several dollars in platform commission. It cannot simply pull that money out of its profit forever. The restaurant has three basic options. It can absorb the commission and accept a much lower margin. It can cut costs, which may affect portion size, quality, or staffing. Or it can raise the price inside the delivery app. That is how an $18 counter price can become a $21 app price before delivery has even started. The driver has not accepted the order. The food has not left the kitchen. No car has moved an inch. But you may have already paid the first layer of delivery-related cost. That $3 difference is not always the platform directly changing the price. The restaurant may be setting a higher app price to offset what it pays for access to the platform. Either way, the customer feels the increase. Then comes the service fee. This is separate from the delivery fee, and it is not the driver's tip. It helps fund the platform's side of the transaction, processing the payment, matching the order with a driver, operating the app, handling customer support, issuing refunds, running promotions, and maintaining the technology behind the service. And here is the part most people miss. A percentage-based service fee may be calculated using the higher app subtotal. So if the restaurant price has already gone from $18 to $21, the service fee may be charged on $21. Not $18. You are not just paying a higher menu price. You may also be paying a fee based on that higher menu price. Then, the delivery fee gets added. That fee can change based on distance, location, driver availability, demand, and whether you have a membership. But the delivery fee is not simply passed straight to the driver. Drivers are generally paid through a separate formula that may consider time, distance, market conditions, and the details of the order. The customer's tip is added on top. That creates one of the most confusing parts of food delivery. The customer sees a delivery fee and thinks, I already paid for delivery. The driver sees the order and depends heavily on the tip to make the trip worthwhile. Both reactions make sense because the delivery fee and driver compensation are not the same number. Then there is tax. Tax is not platform profit, and it is not restaurant profit. It is collected under state and local rules. But from the customer's perspective, that distinction does not make dinner any cheaper. Whether the extra $2 goes to the government, the app, or the restaurant, it still comes off the same credit card. The same is true of the tip. A tip is voluntary, and it primarily goes to the driver. But in practical terms, most customers include it when deciding what delivery really costs. So an $18 meal and a $32 dinner can both be accurate descriptions of the same order. One is the price of the food. The other is the price of getting that food through a digital marketplace and delivered to your door. And that distinction explains why $0 delivery does not always feel free. The app may remove one line from the receipt while leaving the higher menu price, service fee, tax, and tip exactly where they were. The delivery fee disappears. The cost of delivery does not. That is the key to understanding the entire system. You are not being charged one enormous fee. You are being charged several smaller amounts under different names at different points in the transaction. Each one looks manageable on its own. $3 added to the menu price, a few dollars for service, a couple of dollars for delivery, tax, tip. But when all of those pieces land on the same checkout screen, $18 becomes $32. And the next question is even more important. Of that extra $14, how much goes to the restaurant, how much reaches the driver, and how much does the platform actually keep? Start with the restaurant. A lot of people assume that if the app shows a $21 meal, the restaurant receives $21. Usually, it does not. Delivery platforms may charge restaurants a commission on every order. Publicly listed plans for smaller restaurants can range from roughly 15 to 30%, depending on the level of delivery service, customer reach, and marketing support the restaurant chooses. The exact contract varies. Large chains may negotiate completely different terms. But even the lower end can be painful for a business with thin margins. Take our $21 app order. At a 15% commission, the platform charge would be a little over $3. At 30%, it would be more than $6. That does not mean the restaurant loses exactly that amount compared with an in-store order. The app may bring in customers the restaurant would not otherwise reach. It may handle payment, customer service, and delivery. And some restaurant costs change depending on how the order is placed. But the basic pressure is clear. If the restaurant normally earns less than $1 in profit on an $18 meal, it cannot casually absorb a $3, $4, or $6 commission. That is one reason restaurants sometimes charge more on delivery apps. The higher menu price helps protect the restaurant's margin. But it creates a strange result for the customer. You may pay $3 more for the food before the app adds any visible fee. Then, the restaurant may still pay a commission to the platform from that higher price. So the first few dollars of the increase are not necessarily a bonus for the restaurant. They may be the restaurant's attempt to avoid losing money on the order. Now look at the driver. In our example, the customer pays a delivery fee of about $2.50 and adds a $3.50 tip. It would be easy to assume that the driver receives $6. But delivery fees are not usually direct pass-through payments to the person bringing the food. The platform calculates driver pay separately. That payment may depend on estimated time, distance, local market conditions, demand, and the difficulty of completing the order. Then, the customer's tip is added. This distinction matters because the driver is doing the most visible physical work. They drive to the restaurant, find parking, wait for the food, protect it during the trip, locate the customer's address, and complete the handoff. If the restaurant is running late, the driver may spend extra time waiting without completing another order. If the customer lives in an apartment building, hospital, hotel, or large office complex, the final few hundred feet may take longer than the drive itself. And if the return trip takes the driver away from busy restaurants, the true cost of accepting the order can extend beyond the moment the food reaches your door. That is why drivers care so much about tips. The customer thinks, "I already paid for delivery." The driver thinks, "Without a tip, this trip is not worth it." That leaves the platform stuck in the middle. It collects one set of charges from the customer and uses a different system to determine driver compensation. That does not automatically mean the platform is keeping the difference as profit. It means the customer-facing price and the driver-facing payment are separate parts of the business. Now add the service fee. Unlike the tip, the service fee generally goes to the platform. But even here, revenue is not the same as profit. The platform has to process the payment, maintain the app, operate mapping and dispatch systems, provide customer support, manage refunds, prevent fraud, ensure parts of the operation, run promotions, and compensate drivers. It may also cover the cost of orders that go wrong. A customer may receive the wrong meal. A driver may arrive after the restaurant has closed. An item may be missing. The food may be damaged. A payment may be disputed. In many of these situations, the platform issues credits or refunds, even though some of the original costs have already been incurred. So when the app collects $3 in service fees and $2.50 in delivery fees, it has not automatically earned $5.50 in profit. That is, money entering a much larger operating system. The difference becomes clearer when you look at company-wide numbers. Delivery companies often report something called gross order value or marketplace order value. That is the total value moving through the platform. It can include the food, certain fees, taxes, and tips. But most of that money does not belong to the platform. A large share goes to restaurants. Tips go to drivers. Taxes go to government agencies. The platform recognizes only a portion as revenue. And after paying drivers, employees, payment processors, insurers, customer refunds, promotions, technology expenses, and other costs, only part of that revenue can become profit. Imagine $100 moving through a delivery marketplace. The company might recognize only somewhere in the low teens as revenue, and the final net profit may be less than $1 out of that original 100. That is not a calculation for one specific dinner. Some orders are more profitable than others, and company financial statements include many different markets, customers, and services. But it shows why three numbers must never be confused. The total amount customers spend is not company revenue. Company revenue is not company profit, and the fees on your receipt do not tell you exactly how much the platform made on your particular order. So if the platform is not keeping all $14, why are these companies so valuable? Because the most important asset may not be the fee on one meal. It is control over the customer relationship. Think about what happens when you open a delivery app. You do not see every restaurant in your city arranged in a neutral list. You see a ranked marketplace. Some restaurants appear at the top. Others are labeled as sponsored. You may also see discounts, shorter delivery times, or restaurants covered by your membership. Others are buried far enough down the screen that you may never notice them. That ranking has enormous value. A restaurant can make excellent food, charge reasonable prices, and have loyal customers. But if it becomes difficult to find inside the app, its delivery orders may fall. So restaurants may pay not only for completed orders, but also for advertising and better visibility. The platform earns money from the transaction and may also earn money from deciding which restaurant gets seen first. That changes the nature of the business. The app is no longer just a delivery service. It is also a search engine, an advertising platform, a payment processor, a loyalty program, and a digital storefront. The restaurant cooks the meal. The driver moves it. But the platform owns the screen where the customer makes the decision, and once a platform controls that screen, it can influence much more than where you order. It can influence how much you order. This is where small order fees become important. Suppose your cart is $2 below the minimum needed to avoid an extra charge. The app gives you a choice. Pay the small order fee, or add another item. Most people hate paying a fee and receiving nothing tangible in return, so they add a drink, fries, or dessert. The customer may spend $4 to avoid a $2 charge. The fee disappears, so it feels like a small victory. But the total order becomes larger. The restaurant sells another item. The platform may collect a larger commission or service fee, and the customer spends more than originally planned. The same principle appears in membership programs. A monthly subscription may offer $0 delivery fees on qualifying orders. That can genuinely save money for frequent users, but it can also change behavior. Once you have paid for the membership, every eligible order feels cheaper. Ordering from another platform feels like wasting a benefit you already purchased. Someone who previously ordered twice a month may begin ordering 4 or 5 times. The cost per delivery may fall while the total amount spent on delivery rises. That is why a membership is valuable, even when it removes a visible fee. It encourages customers to order more often. It keeps them inside the same ecosystem. And it gives the platform valuable data. What they order, when they order, which prices make them hesitate, and which promotions bring them back. The platform does not need to maximize profit on every single order. It needs to become the first app you open when you are hungry. And once that habit is established, the company has something more powerful than a delivery fee. It has a direct line to your next purchase. That is the deeper reason the checkout screen matters so much. The restaurant controls the food. The driver controls the delivery. But the platform controls what customers see, which restaurants appear first, how fees are shown, and the button that places the order. Those extra $14 may be divided among several parties. The power is not divided nearly as evenly. But this does not mean every fee is unreasonable or that delivery platforms are simply printing money. The strongest argument in their defense is also the most obvious one. On-demand delivery is expensive. A restaurant meal is designed to be produced in batches. A kitchen can cook several orders at once using the same staff, equipment, and building. Delivery is different. Every order creates a new trip. A driver has to travel to the restaurant, find parking, wait for the food, check the order, drive to the customer, locate the correct entrance, and complete the drop-off. Sometimes the restaurant is running behind. Sometimes the customer lives on the 20th floor. And sometimes the driver has to travel miles away from the busy restaurant area, then drive all the way back without another order. The meal may cost $18, but the time required to move it does not become cheaper just because the order is small. In fact, small orders can be some of the hardest to make profitable. A driver might spend 20 or 30 minutes completing a trip for one sandwich. The platform still has to process the payment, provide customer support, manage the delivery, and cover the risk that something goes wrong. That entire system has a minimum cost. And unlike a package delivery company, a food delivery app cannot hold your dinner at a warehouse until it has enough orders going in the same direction. The food is hot. The customer wants it now. And the restaurant needs the driver to show up at just the right time. That's what makes delivery so convenient and so inefficient. So yes, part of the price increase is the real cost of getting one specific meal to one specific address within a short window. But that still does not explain why the final price can feel so different from the price that got you to click. For that, we have to look at how the total is revealed. Imagine opening an app and seeing this. Dinner, $32. You might close the app immediately. But that is not usually how the decision is presented. First, you see the restaurant. Then you see the $18 meal. You choose the item, customize it, add it to your cart, enter your address, and wait for the total to calculate. Only after you have invested time and mentally decided what you are having for dinner do you see the full price. At that point, canceling the order feels different. You are no longer comparing an $18 meal with a $32 meal. You are deciding whether to abandon the dinner you have already chosen over a few separate charges. $3 here, $2.50 there, tax, tip. Each number feels smaller than the $14 difference between the original menu price and the final total. The app does not have to hide the price for this to work. It only has to divide the price into pieces and reveal those pieces at different moments. That is why the order of information matters. Economists sometimes call this partition pricing, separating one total price into several components. The individual charges may all be disclosed, but customers tend to focus more heavily on the first price they see, especially when the remaining costs arrive later in the checkout process. And food delivery is almost perfectly designed for that effect. The meal price is emotional. It is the burger, the sushi, the pizza, or the bowl you are already imagining. The fees are abstract. You can't taste a service fee. A regulatory fee doesn't get you anything extra. And by the time you see those charges, you've already decided you're hungry and chosen what you want. That does not make the transaction fraudulent, but it does help explain why customers repeatedly feel surprised by a total that was technically available before payment. And it explains why comparing delivery apps can be harder than it looks. One app may advertise a lower delivery fee but charge a higher service fee. Another may offer free delivery through a membership while the restaurant's menu prices are higher. A third may show a discount that applies only after the subtotal reaches a certain amount. Even the same restaurant can produce different totals depending on distance, demand, promotions, membership status, and the time of day. So looking at one fee tells you almost nothing. A $1 delivery fee does not guarantee a cheaper order. A 20% discount does not guarantee a lower final total. And $0 delivery does not mean delivery costs $0. It only means one line on the receipt has been reduced to zero. The other costs may still be sitting in the menu price, the service fee, the membership payment, or the amount you added to reach a minimum. This is also why ordering directly from the restaurant can sometimes be cheaper, but not always. A restaurant may offer a lower menu price on its own website because it avoids part of the marketplace commission. It may also offer its own loyalty rewards or pickup discounts. But direct ordering does not automatically solve every problem. Some restaurants use third-party tools to take orders through their own websites. Others still rely on outside drivers. Some charge a delivery fee of their own, and for many smaller restaurants, there simply aren't enough orders to make their own delivery service worth running. The platform provides real value. For small restaurants, the platform opens the door to a much larger customer base. For customers, it puts dozens of options in one place. And restaurants can offer delivery without hiring drivers, building an app, handling payments, or setting up their own customer service team. For a restaurant that would not have received the order otherwise, paying a commission may be better than receiving no sale at all. That is the strongest case for the current system. The platform is not merely inserting itself into an existing transaction. It may be creating a transaction that would never have happened without it. But that value comes with a trade-off. The more customers begin their search inside the app, the more dependent restaurants become on the platform for visibility. And the more dependent restaurants become, the harder it is to leave. A restaurant can stop using a delivery app. But if a large share of its customers now expect to find it there, leaving may mean disappearing from the place where dinner decisions are being made. That is why control of the customer relationship matters more than any single fee. The restaurant may know how to make the food. The driver may know how to complete the delivery. But the platform knows which restaurants you viewed, which meals you ordered, what time you usually eat, which discounts changed your decision, and how high the total became before you abandoned the cart. That information helps the app decide what to recommend next. It also helps the platform design promotions that feel personal. A $5 discount might bring one customer back. Free delivery might work better for another. A third customer may not need a discount at all. The more often people order, the more useful that data becomes. And the more useful the data becomes, the better the platform gets at keeping the customer inside its own marketplace. This is the deeper business behind the $32 dinner. The app is not only making money from moving food, it is building a position between the restaurant and the customer. It controls discovery before the order, payment during the order, and much of the communication after the order. That position can support commissions, consumer fees, subscriptions, advertising, and other services. The delivery itself may be the most visible part of the transaction. But the customer relationship is the part that is hardest to replace. Now, return to our original receipt. The meal costs $18 at the restaurant. The app menu shows $21. A service fee adds a little over $3. The delivery fee adds about $2.50. Tax adds roughly $2. The driver receives a $3.50 tip. Final total, $31.94. Where did the extra $14 go? Part of that extra cost may come from the restaurant charging more on the app to help cover the platform's commission. Another part goes to the platform, helping pay for drivers, customer support, refunds, payment processing, insurance, promotions, and technology. Then there are taxes, and the tip goes directly to the driver. The platform does not simply keep all $14, but it does control the system that allows all of those charges to be assembled on one screen. That is the Surface answer. An $18 meal becomes a $32 delivery because the customer is paying for more than food: platform access, payment processing, delivery logistics, taxes, and a driver's tip. The deeper answer is about power. The company with the most recognizable logo is not necessarily the party taking the largest share of every order, but the platform controls the customer's path from hunger to checkout. It decides which restaurants you see first. It creates the membership perks. It decides how the fees appear and handles the payment. And most importantly, it controls the screen where an $18 meal becomes a $32 order. That system is unlikely to disappear. Customers value convenience. Restaurants value additional orders. Drivers value flexible earning opportunities. Platforms value frequent transactions and direct customer relationships. Every participant has a reason to keep using the system, even when each side is frustrated by a different part of it. What may change is how clearly the total price has to be shown, how restaurants set prices across different channels, and how platforms divide their revenue between fees, subscriptions, and advertising. The names on the receipt may change. One fee may disappear. Another may move into a membership. A restaurant may raise or lower its app price. But the underlying economics remain the same. The kitchen costs money. So does the delivery. And so does the technology that connects the two. And the company controlling the checkout screen has the most influence over how those costs are divided. So the next time an app advertises $0 delivery, do not stop at the word zero. Do not compare only the delivery fee. And do not assume the menu price is the final price of the meal. Look at the last line before you place the order, because $18 is the price that gets you into the cart. $32 is the price that actually leaves your bank account. What is the biggest delivery price jump you have ever seen? Tell us in the comments. And for more breakdowns of the systems hiding inside everyday prices, like the video and subscribe.